Lunar New Year, known as the most important celebration in Asian culture, is a special occasion for family reunions, as well as for celebrating the arrival of spring. In Vietnamese culture, we call the Lunar New Year Tết Nguyên Đán or Tết, which is translated as feast of the first morning of the first day. The word Nguyên represents a new beginning, and Đán means new dawn. In Vietnam, Tết is normally divided into three periods. Before New Year's Eve, Tất Niên, New Year's Eve, Giao Thừa, the New Year và Tân Niên. Before New Year's Eve, Vietnamese people often have a Tất Niên meal. The last meal of the year is also the most important one, when every family member unites, no matter how busy they are. This period begins 1 or 2 weeks before the actual celebration. The general atmosphere leading up to Tet is the bustle of shopping, decorating the home, cooking traditional Tet food, and waiting for relatives to return home. The dishes and foods that are usually prepared include bánh chưng, bánh dày, Vietnamese rice cake, roasted watermelon seeds, dried candied fruits, 5 fruit types, dried young bamboo soup, spring roll, and sticky rice. Vietnamese families usually have a family altar to pay respect to their ancestors. During Tet, the altar is thoroughly cleaned and new offerings are placed there. Traditionally, the three kitchen guardians for each house, kitchen god, return to heaven on 23rd day of the 12th month by the lunar calendar to give his annual report on family members to the Jade Emperor. Their departure is marked by a modest ceremony where the family offers sacrifice for them to use on their journey. On New Year's Eve, Vietnamese people have a spectacular celebration that involves the whole nation. Some may gather around the TV and watch the Táo Quân show, and some may go out for fireworks observation. When the bell of the 12th hour rings, everybody gathers at exciting parties are in the comfort of their homes, saying Happy New Year to one another in warm hugs, forgetting all problems and hoping for a better start. Some of the typical wishes for Tet are gracious wishes of the new spring. May myriad things go according to your will. Security, good health, and prosperity. Wisdom and prosperity. Great luck and prosperity. Candied fruit is served as a snack to welcome guests visiting the house, and is always kept in beautiful boxes and placed at the table in the living room. During this period, there are many traditional customs that are only practiced during this special occasion, such as ancestor worship, visiting a person's house on the first day of the new year, New Year's greetings, giving lucky money to children and older people. The first day of Tết is reserved for the nuclear family. Children wear their new clothes and give their elders the traditional Tết greetings before receiving the lucky money from them in exchange, since the Vietnamese believe that the very first visitor a family receives in the year determines their fortune. Their fortune for the entire year. A person of good temper, morality, and success will be the luck side for the host family and be invited first into the house. This special activity is called Song Đất or Song Nhà, which is one of the most important rituals during Tết according to Vietnamese tradition. If good things come to the family on the first day of the Lunar New Year, the entire following year will also be full of blessings. During subsequent days, people visit relatives and friends, traditionally but not strictly. The second day of Tết is usually reserved for friends, while the third day is for teachers who command respect in Vietnam, local Buddhist temples or popular spots, as well as people like to give donations and to get their fortunes told during Tết. Above all, time to Tết is counting down. So if you want to experience this extremely special event at least once in your life, just pack up your luggage and reserve a Lunar New Year trip in Vietnam.